What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Dorian Nix Talks. I'm your host, Dorian Nix, and today I just wanted to have like a short video about why I invest and how do I invest. So to start off, oh yeah, before I start, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and comment down below on what kind of stocks or what kind of stocks you guys want me to talk about. If you have a question, comment down below, let me know. Follow me on Instagram at Nix Talks. And again, just DM me there about if you have a stock you want me to talk about or a topic about a stock you want me to talk about or anything. I'm starting to post more on it now. So if you guys have like, hey, look, I forgot what this stock term means, you just go there and you can see right there what it is. So let's get to it now. Why I invest. The first part I put was to save for a rainy day. So for me, uh, back in 2019, I need a new car. I need a new tires, and my I had a Honda Fit, and I went to some of the local tire shops in the area, and there was no tires in my size that I needed, and so I was like, man, the only place that had it was another tire shop, Mavis Discount Tires, and I was like, you know what? I might as well get new tires for it. And I was like, man, I got no money. But then I realized I have a lot of stocks. I was like, wait a minute. Not a lot, but a good amount. I was like, wait a minute. Why not just sell my stocks and use that to buy the tires? That's what I did. I was like, because back then I wasn't like saving for the long term. I just take out a couple dollars on a check, throw it in there. I buy a stock, sit, sometimes sell, sometimes don't sell. Just do whatever with the stocks. There was no consistency. It was just buy, sell whenever or hold whatever. So I just buy, hold, and I eventually I had around that time maybe about I want to say $500 in the account or $600 in the account. I want to say, and I was like, hey, there's a tire shop right. I need new tires. I don't have the money in my bank account. Why not just sell the stocks? And so I sold off all the shares, not all the shares, but most of the shares I had. And I sold about a little bit over $400 worth of shares. And I waited a couple of days because, you got to wait for the transfer and all that. Wait a couple of days, sent it to my stock account. And I used that money to buy myself a new pair of tires. Just like that. You know, like most people in America don't have at least $1,000 in savings, and I don't have a savings account, but I use the stocks. I'm not saying that's the right way to go. I'm just saying this is what I did back then. At that time, I was 18, guys. So no, at that time I was 20. Yeah, 20. Yeah, because I was in June, so I was 20. So I'm not saying that's the right way to go about it, but that's how I used it, and that's another way how I looked at stocks. I didn't just look at it as how to make money real quick. I use it as, hey, look, I can use this as a savings account. And one of the reasons why I thought like that is because money, the U.S. dollar has a average inflation of about 2% a year. So that means if you make $1 in 2019, by 2020, your dollar is probably worth 98 cents because 2% of 100 pennies is 2 pennies. So every year your dollar is worth. So say if you had the dollar, say you saved $1 in 2019, and then 2020 you lost 2 cents. 2021 you lost 2 cents. So every year you're losing 2 cents off your dollar. So I'm like, why not put in a stocks? Like it has a chance to grow. If it goes down, okay, but it's not that type of account where I'm trying to maintain it for a long time. This is just an account that I have for the moment, in case anything happens. Just a rainy day fund or a savings account. It could go up, it could go down. With that account, I didn't put it into any stock that's like really uh volatile. And we say like a volatile stock, it just means a stock that goes up or down pretty quick. or often. My next reason for why I invest is the long term. So when I buy stocks in my TD account, TD Ameritrade, I I usually think of the 10 year, like would I keep the stock for 10 years before I buy, um, or if so I have exceptions. So most of the time when I buy stock is for the 10 years, like would I keep it for 10 years. Then there's other exceptions like do I use a item from this stock? So say for example Spotify. That's one of the apps I use a lot for listening to podcasts or music or whatever. So a lot of times I would put on Spotify when I'm driving or if I'm just laying down in my room or whatever, just put on some Spotify, listen to a podcast, music. So why not own the stock in it? It's expensive, but I saved up, I bought it, and I use it. Or I have an Apple phone, saved up and bought the Apple stock when it did the split. I go to Wendy's a lot after work. It's right across the street. I get hungry. Go to Wendy's. So I bought the Wendy's stock. These are things I use every day, except for the Wendy's. Besides the Wendy's, these are things I use every day. Spotify, I use it every day. My phone, I use it every day. Might as well own my phone. I use the music app. Might as well own it. I go to Wendy's and eat. Might as well own it. That's how I think. Like if you guys have AT&T or T-Mobile as your phone service, own their stock. Now you are the shareholder. Next is also before I go, the long term is also for when I'm old. So I also save them for always think about them for 10 years, or the exception is to if I use them often, that's another exception I'll go for. And then also last one is for when I'm old. So I want to keep stocks till I'm old because who knows how well they might do. Because I believe Warren Buffett said it, but timing the market is not as good as time in the market. So the longer you're in the market, the much better your odds are. Timing the market, you know, if you know what you're doing, you could do it right, but you're not gonna do it 100% of the time. My next reason for why I invest is dividends. I love dividends. For me, I think of dividends as an extra income source. So, excuse me. For example, I believe I did this in early 2020, like around March of last year. I was paying about 13 something for my Netflix account. And I did the math for it, and I believe it came out to $156 a year to have my subscription. So I was like, okay, I need to get my dividends up to $156 a year. So now, when I work and everything, that's one less bill I have. And that's how I think about dividends, as extra income and a way to delete other bills. So yeah, it takes a lot of money to, get rid of that bill. But once that bill is gone and you're investing in certain stocks that is going to maintain itself and last a long time, and you're keeping up to date with, all that stuff, and that dividend money's coming in, you're not going to be worrying about your bills because that money's going to be paying for it. And then eventually, if everything goes right, you could basically live off of it. If you live minimum, that's another thing. But for me right now, I like dividends because I want to get my dividends. I just started buying some, and I want to I started buying stocks that are really good for dividends, and I want to start building them up all the way to I don't gotta worry about my Netflix account. That's my first goal. The next goal is to get rid of all bills with it. How do I invest? I use TD Ameritrade. I use that one because it looks so complicated that it makes me not want to sell or buy my. It makes me want to sell my stocks, and it makes me like, okay, if I'm gonna buy a stock, I gotta choose wisely. Like, although I know how to work it a little bit, it still looks really complicated, and I love that fact about it because it makes me like, okay, I don't want to sell. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm just gonna sit back and just look at everything, and I love how complicated it looks. Next is Robinhood. I like Robinhood because it looks easy, and it is to me much easier to use and understand. And I use Robinhood as a savings account in a way, where TD is my long-term goal. I'm not saying this is how you're supposed to do it. Remember, I am just a 22-year-old kid sitting in a driveway at 10:42 at night talking to you guys about stocks. I just like stocks, and I just want to teach you guys or explain my method. I'm not saying my method is the best method. There's probably better methods out there, but mine is just for me, and this is what I do, and I was trying to explain to you guys. So that's why I like TD because it looks complicated. Robinhood, it looks easy and simple to use, much easier. And so I like to put that as my savings account because buying stock, it has a chance to go up and it also has a chance to go down. There's no way of guaranteeing which one's going to do, but by doing that, I think to me it increases my odds of, being better off. Also invest. I already said it, but this is another reason how I invest. I invest in stocks that I believe will last the long term. I don't really buy stocks too often. Well, I've bought stocks recently, in the past couple of months, on to buy for a while and then sell. Usually, my recent buys has just been to hold for life or 10 years. And then how I invest is I love dividends. Dividends like my best, it's my favorite. I just love dividends. Since I found out about it. And another reason why I invest is because inflation. I'm like, I rather my money beat the inflation than not to. And also there's debt. So for me, I like to save up my money, keep putting in stocks. Maybe my grow, maybe might not. Maybe one time I might hit a landmine and my stocks just explode and I have some money and I could take the money out and just throw it at a debt. And that's it. Thank you for listening to me talk about why and how I invest. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully it got you to want to invest. Again, follow me at Nick's Talks on Instagram. I'm going to start posting a lot more, so stay tuned on it. Just follow me for right now. I read books. I talk about books that I like. Have a great night. I love you, and I'm out.